This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, hello there. It's Jeff Cutastrophe. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, July the 19th, is a anomaly in the world of baseball. Normally, I don't do the same sport back to back for birthday boy / girl, but because I have no other option for July the 19th, gotta go with him. He's 44 years old today. He was a star pitcher, a good pitcher, but for some strange reason he had control issues. And then somehow, in some way, he switched to the outfield and got back to Major League Baseball as an outfielder and actually did pretty well hitting the ball. He actually became the first player after Babe Ruth to win 10 games as a pitcher and hit 70 home runs. And this guy is also the only player other than Ruth to start a postseason game as a pitcher and hit a home run game in the postseason as a position player. It was one of the strangest careers in baseball history. His name is Rick Ankiel. Rick Ankiel had father problems. His father was arrested 14 times and convicted 6 times by the time Ankiel was an adult. Father was hard on him, but he became the high school player of the year in '97 for baseball. St. Louis decided to sign him in the second round of the '97 baseball draft, giving a $2.5 million signing bonus to him. And he was a good pitcher in the Midwest League. And put up 222 strikeouts. He was named Minor League Player of the Year by USA Today. And was very good. Ankiel actually pitched one game against the Expos in 1999. And then in 2000, his first full season in the majors. He was 20 years old, posting an 11-7 mark with a 3.50 ERA and 194 strikeouts. That's pretty good. He got 7th in the National League in strikeouts. He could throw a good fastball, a sinker, a curveball, and his 9.98 strikeouts per 9 innings were second in the National League only to the flamethrower known as Randy Johnson. He was actually second in Rookie of the Year voting to Rafi Focal of the Braves. The Cardinals were the NL Central champions. But the only problem was that pitching was huge and all that. Only 2 guys, Rick Ankiel and Darryl Kyle, were fully healthy. Ankiel was going to start Game 1 on ESPN against Greg Maddux. So anyway, Ankiel looked pretty good and all that. First few innings, okay, that's fine. But for some odd reason, Ankiel in the 3rd inning deteriorated, allowing 4 runs on 2 hits, 4 walks, and throwing not 1, not 2, but 5 wild pitches. Ankiel only faced 8 batters and 35 pitches in the game. No, not in the game. Yeah, it was. Right? Yeah. 8 batters in that inning. He was yanked from the game with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Fortunately, though, the Cardinals did win the game and the series. His next start would be Game 2 of the NLCS against the Mets. Unfortunately, he threw 20 pitches, with 5 of them being past Eli Morrell. Fortunately, though, only 2 were wild pitches. The other 3 were with runners not on base, meaning that they couldn't move up. Ankiel actually took part in Game 5 of the 7th inning, facing 4 hitters, but walking 2 and throwing 2 more wild pitches. Mets won that series. Everyone was shocked. A lot of people said it was psychological because his father was sent to federal prison and his parents were divorced. And somehow it got to him. His loss of control, called the yips, I've been compared to Steve Blass, who actually was a great pitcher, who was the hero in Game 7 of the 1971 World Series for the Pirates against the Orioles, but somehow started to lose it. All that. Well, technically, Tony La Russa said that putting Ankiel to start Game 1 was probably the worst thing possible. Golf has had lots of people with the yips and all that. Ernie Els, David Duvall, Patrick Harrington, Bernard Langer, Ben Hogan even had the yips at one time. Harry Farden, Sam Snead, Nick Faldo. Yeah, it was huge. Tennis a lot of people at the yips and all that. One massive yips in tennis was Yana Novotná, who had a chance to crush beat Steffi Graf at Wimbledon in '93, but missed and lost that match. Fortunately, though, for Novotná, she won in '98. There's even, well, baseball, yep, it's Steve Blass, Chuck Knobloch, and Steve Sachs couldn't throw balls cleanly. Yeah, Mackie Sasser could not throw the ball back to the pitcher without tapping his mitt several times. So yeah, Mark Wohlers had problems. Rick Ankiel, John Lester had problems. Yeah, lots of sports with the yips. Regardless, Ankiel was back in the majors for the 2001 season. In 24 innings, he walked 25 batters and threw 5 wild pitches. Sent down to AAA. Unfortunately, though, AAA didn't help matters. In 4 innings of AAA play, he walked 17 batters and threw 12 wild pitches. His ERA, 20.77, which meant that if he threw a 9-inning game, he would, at that rate, he would have 20 runs given up. He was demoted all the way down to rookie league. And he was pretty good. Ankiel had to sit out the 2002 season with a left elbow sprain, went back to the minors for 2003, but then had to go through Tommy John surgery for his left elbow. Ankiel did come back in September 2004 in 5 relief appearances, but posting 5.4 ERA. However, his control problems appeared to be gone. It looked decent and all that. He was back in it, and he looked pretty good. But somehow he decided, 2005, despite a good winter playing in Puerto Rico, as a pitcher, he decided to switch to the outfield. Anyway, he had to have season-ending surgery because of his left knee problems. In 2007, he was invited to spring training with the Cardinals and then started out with AAA Memphis. It was named as starting outfielder. August 9th, after Scott Spiezio left the team, the Cardinals needed someone and promoted Ankiel. It was amazing. He batted second and played right field. St. Louis gave him a standing ovation and actually hit a 3-run home run for the Cardinals to beat the Padres 5-0, which was amazing. He became the first player since Clint Hartung in 1947 to hit his first major league home run as a pitcher and then a home run as a position player. Babe Ruth also accomplished that great thing. So anyway, Ankiel did pretty good in all of that. He would hit home runs deep. He actually had a 2-run triple for the Cardinals on Sunday Night Baseball to beat the Astros. He had 285 batting average with 11 home runs, 39 RBIs in just 172 at bats. Unfortunately, the Cardinals did miss the World Series. Did miss the playoffs. Ankiel actually said he actually had human homegrown HGH, but said he was following doctor's orders. And Major League Baseball said there was insufficient evidence of any wrongdoing by Ankiel. So Ankiel improved in 2008. In a full season with the Cardinals, he batted .264 with 25 home runs and 71 RBIs, which was amazing. Unfortunately, Ankiel missed some time because of colliding with the wall in Philadelphia. He still got 11 home runs and platooned with Colby Rasmus. Kansas City would sign him to a 1-year, $3 million contract. He was the Royals' starting center fielder, but he had injuries and all that. Atlanta took a chance and acquired Ankiel and Kyle Farnsworth, the reliever from the Royals, for Jesse Chavez, Gregor Blanco, and Tim Collins. Ankiel hit a home run into McCovey Cove off of a Giants reliever in the top of the 11th in Game 2 of the NLDS against the Giants, making the Braves win 5-4. The only other player to hit a home run in the Cove in the postseason was Barry Bonds. Unfortunately for the Braves, the Giants took care of business and won the LDS on their way to the World Series. The Braves declined the option on the contract, so Washington signed him to a 1-year, $1.5 million contract, platooning in center field with Roger Bernardina. Then he was signed to a minor league deal for 2012, but unfortunately injuries would hurt him so much. Ankiel was designated for assignment by the Nationals, released, and nobody took a chance on him. 2013, Houston signed him with an invite to spring training as a non-roster invitee. And he did. He played for Houston. He actually hit a home run for the Astros in the regular season opener against Texas. In fact, that was the first game that the Astros played as an American League team. Because in 2013, Houston was asked to join the AL West, which works out because the AL West now have 5 teams, and the NL Central dipped from 6 to 5. So, anyway, the Mets signed him to a deal by May 13th, and he hit a 2-run home run in St. Louis against the Cardinals. But unfortunately, he was designated for assignment by the Mets. And in 45 games, he only batted .188, below the Mendoza line. He would retire in 2014. But of course, Ankiel tried his best and all that. Ankiel lives in Jupiter, Florida with his wife and 2 sons. And there was even a movie about Ankiel's struggles, loosely based on Ankiel's personal life and personal struggles. The Phenom, starring Ethan Hawke, Johnny Simmons, and Paul Giamatti. So, yeah, Ankiel inspired a movie. Can't beat that. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.